What is up, nerd friends? Welcome back to the Nerd Bench. This week we're going to talk about calibration. Calibration gets overlooked a lot, so I'll cut to the chase and we're just going to show you some basic calibration processes. So we'll cut right into it. This is basic calibration. This should apply to any of the speed controls that have the single button. The startup process is a long press and hold. The light will start to flash. You'll let go. That'll let power go to the receiver. You'll get a beeping or a blinking light. You'll tap the button to set neutral. You're then going to apply and hold full throttle. Tap the button again. That sets full throttle. It'll beep 2 times at you. Hold a full reverse or brake. Tap the button again. That beeps 3 times, and your calibration is then complete. It beeps a couple more times, and then it does a little reset, and then you're good to go. And you get operation. The motor's down here dancing around, but you can see the light will change on your indicator as well. So the calibration process is still the same whether you have a speed control that has a switch and a button or 2 buttons. You're going to hold down the set button and then power on the speed control. It's going to start to beep and blink the light at you. This one, the light's a little bit hard to see, but you can see it blinking there. You'll tap it to set neutral. You'll hold full throttle, tap it to set full throttle, beeps twice, hold full reverse, tap it again. That makes it beep 3 times, and that's the calibration process. And once completed, you'll get operation. And again, sorry, the light's a little hard to see on this one, but you do see the light doing color changes there on the speed control as well. Whether you have the speed control that has the button and the switch, or the 2 buttons, or the single switch, the basic process is exactly the same. Now, what happens if you try to calibrate your speed control and it doesn't work? What's making that happen? Is the speed control broken? 9 times out of 10, it's going to be either a dead battery pack, I run into that all the time, or it's going to be throttle channel of the radio having some wonky outputs. Either the neutral is way off, or what's probably the most common is that the brakes or the reverse travel on the actual throttle channel has been reduced, lowered, turned down, either on accident or just forgot that you turned it down to adjust your brake feel, and now it won't go through the whole calibration process. Those kind of lead the way. The next most popular reason that a speed control won't calibrate is that the throttle channel actually doesn't work. And the most, I guess, simple visual way to check that, what I do is I unplug the speed control from the throttle channel, I then plug a servo into the throttle channel, and you can take the speed control and plug it into the battery slot, or you can plug it into the steering slot on the receiver. Just make sure you got the wheels in the air or the pinion gear removed. You can turn it on, and then you can move the throttle on the radio and watch the servo move. Push the brakes, make sure that it moves both directions equally. A lot of times it won't, or it'll shift over one side, or something wonky will happen, or it doesn't work at all. That's the big one that I run into. And if a throttle channel won't make a servo operate, it also will make a speed control not work. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Occasionally there's also the throttle channel needs to be reversed. For whatever reason it gets changed, and it needs to be set to the opposite direction that it's set to. If it's on normal, set it to reverse. If it's on reverse, set it to normal. People use their throttle channels for different purposes and sometimes to correct the direction. That's also kind of a big no-no in basic calibration. So if you do the calibration and your wheels run backwards, you give it throttle and it runs reverse, don't use the throttle channel to correct that. It's either a wiring situation for sensorless or a motor rotation setting in your speed control. But definitely don't use the throttle channel to correct the direction the vehicle runs when you give it throttle. So just a little bit more on calibration, because it is important. It gets overlooked all the time. I know it comes up all the time in service department. I know it comes up all the time when we go to events and do racing and stuff like that, that calibration just doesn't get done. It's something that, for whatever reason, people don't know about. They'll install the new speed control, fire it up, everything's fine, and they think they're good to go. And then they'll never really even realize that they needed to calibrate. And I laugh because it's been happening for as long as I've been doing RC that people overlook this. So make sure that you calibrate your speed control. So another thing to keep in mind, if you do run into any, like you calibrate it, something still feels weird or doesn't work right. With modern day radios, they still have mechanical throttle pots in them. So it's like a rheostat, for a lack of a better word, a dimmer switch, if you will. And those can wear out a little bit over time. And a lot of us race in dusty conditions, and that dust gets inside of our radios, and it leads to throttle pots having wonky outputs. And most radios have a place where you can go and reset your throttle pots and it clears that all up. So if you do run into any issues like that, keep that in mind. Maybe do a channel calibration reset on your radio, because we've done that a lot for folks at races as well, and it seems to help quite a bit. And then the other one that I run into a lot is, just for the sake of sanity, you can take a speed control, plug it into the steering channel, and actually calibrate it to your steering wheel using the left and the right as your throttle and your brake. It helps prove if the speed control is good, bad, or indifferent. There are situations where a speed control won't calibrate because whatever it's damaged, the input harness is damaged, something along those lines. So if you just want a quick and easy, you know your servo works, you can see it, you can plug your speed control into the steering channel, calibrate it there, and that'll help kind of rule that out also. I like to use the servo test before I do that, just so I get a visual, but it's kind of 6 of one, half does the other if you kind of think about it. And then another simple one that can make the calibration not work is the throttle trim on your radio gets bumped over time. You're not doing it on purpose, it just happens when you handle the radio, and that'll shift your neutral way out of whack. And this will do one of two things. It'll either make the speed control not arm, so you'll fire it up and it won't want to go through the startup process and it won't run the motor because it thinks there's something wrong, it's being told to do something. Or it won't calibrate because it's so far off. So check your throttle trim, make sure that's all zeroed out. That's hopefully standard business for most of us. That's pretty much everything I got on calibration. If I left something out, leave it in the comments down below so I learned my lesson on calibration processes. But if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always send us an email, northamerica@hobbywing.com. Do you like free stuff? We have a podcast where we give away free stuff each and every episode. Just look up RC Stuff powered by Hobbywing on your favorite podcast service. Tune into an episode to find out how to enter to win. I sit down with world-famous motor tuner Matthew Gonzalez and we talk about the wonderful world of RC racing and much, much more. Again, that's RC Stuff powered by Hobbywing. And as always, folks, thanks for watching another episode of The Charlie Show right here on the Hobbywing official YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.